Hello friends, welcome to Juani's garden. We're back at the garden. Today I wanted to show you an update because the video that was posted before was done about 3 months ago and there's been some growth since then. I wanted to point out this little planter here that my husband made for me. So on this section, this is divided into two. This section here, I'm growing honeydew melons. You can see it's flowering. So hopefully this one here has not produced any melons yet. Here's a little one that you can see. There's a little honeydew melon starting to come up. And on the other section, so there's a division here. On this other section, I planted squash. And if you can see the leaves, they are so beautiful. Here's another honeydew melon at the bottom. Let me just point that out. That is so pretty. The melons in the front grew a lot faster than these. And these are planters that my husband made for me. On this other planter, I have what is a cutting from an apple tree. Unfortunately, I noticed that it wasn't doing very well. So I am not sure if it's going to make it or not. It still has a little bit of green, but it's very sad looking. So we're keeping our fingers crossed on this one. This other planter here, also made by my husband. Look at that beauty. He's talented, isn't he? Here, this is a fig tree from a cutting also. When I put this cutting right here, it was the size of this branch right here. And it was maybe 12 inches long. And look at how much it's grown and all the branches that it has developed. So this is quite young from a cutting. I have lemon balm. Okay, it's a little sad because it's been so hot, but you can see that the new growth looks really healthy and really good. This one, I will trim it, and during the cold months, it will get a lot better. And I had shown you this section before where I planted, this is a brand new grape. This one seems to be doing okay, even though you can see there's a little bit of dryness here. This planter here has been difficult. I have tried many different things and they don't make it. So it looks like it's going to be a good candidate for grapes because they're surviving, and it's going to be a good candidate for goji berries. I had squash here before. It didn't make it, so I replaced it with cucumbers. And so we're waiting. We're waiting and see if the cucumbers make it. Now, the last time I showed you this, it didn't have any berries. But look at the beautiful, here's some green ones. And it's pretty loaded with goji berries already. And when I showed you, we had better just put it in the ground. So it's been a couple of months, and it's, even though it's small, it is producing. Here I have another fig tree that also started out of cutting, probably about this size right here. And look how big it's grown and all the branches that it's growing as well. And next to it at the bottom, I'm growing squash. This is squash. We'll see if it's taking too long, so I don't know if it's gonna make it. So in this pot, I just have a shade tree. So anything that you see in a pot is here because we plan on taking this to our future farm, hopefully. And then you've all seen, I have already shown you this corner where I have my tea herbs, oregano. I make tea out of my oregano, estafiate, mint, more figs in the back. And I do have a tomato plant here. It's been producing a little bit slow, but it is producing. And as you can see up here, I've got new flowers, so new tomatoes. So this one's taking a little time. This here is amaranth. First time ever trying to grow amaranth. Very excited about it. Okay, and from the last time to now, you can see how much the longevity spinach has grown. It's even leaning over to the back, as you can see. This is a sunchoke. And I put these in the ground just a couple days ago, so these are smaller, but they'll get there. See how beautifully they grow. And it's recommended that you plant either garlic or onions in your garden to keep the bugs away. So this is onion over here, and this is onion over here as well. So the strawberries are not in season right now, so all I have is the leaves, but out of these leaves you can also make some tea. My apple tree is nearly empty. We did harvest twice already, and we have a handful of apples to collect still. They're almost ready, so they don't all mature at the same time. So we'll be picking these probably within the next couple of days. So this here is my lemon verbena. This is only a couple of years old, and it is taking a while to grow, as you can see, but it is so delicious, so delicious. I'm growing a papaya here. Wish me luck, because here it does not do well, but I have it in a picture. I ran out of containers. I'm going to take this inside the house in the winter to, hopefully give it a chance to grow, and then I'll bring it out next year again and put it in the ground somewhere. So here again, more spinach, beets. Let me show you something. So this is green colored greens, but I want to show you something beautiful. More melons back here. There are little ones throughout. My celery that I do from cuttings. Celery, more celery, all cuttings. More collards here, and Swiss chard in the back. More spinach. This is where my honeydew plant is coming from, and from here is spreading all the way around. And here's another tiny melon. Here's another tiny melon growing right over there. We had issues with the sprinkler system, so my husband's working on that. That's why that is uncovered. And so from here, more spinach. These are garlic again. Remember, plant garlic near your plants, keep the bugs away. Here's some new garlic coming out also. And more spinach. And this is just garden sage. Mint in the back, strawberries back there. My beautiful rosemary. And my figs, which I think all of you have seen. And let me show you my peppers. So again, these are serrano peppers that I planted, out of seeds from other serrano peppers. These are cayenne peppers and jalapeno pepper, more jalapeno pepper, and these are Thai hot peppers. Look where I'm planting. I ran out of pots, but guess what? This was $1. So my husband drilled holes at the bottom. The water drains, and it is a planter now. Here's my cabbage from my cuttings. So I have a green cabbage and a little bit of purple cabbage, and more tomatoes. These just popped up all of a sudden. And so this beauty here, we've collected a few cantaloupes already. They're not growing very big, but they're so delicious. Very juicy, very tasty, very sweet. I have another one here. Oops, I think it just came out. There's another one. And then we have noticed that it's growing again. There's more. A lot of cantaloupes growing. Oh, and then look behind. I have a butternut squash, and it's growing up here. I just noticed that. A butternut squash coming from the other side. And it looks like this one as well. It looks like a female. So here is where I have most of my tomatoes in the back, because I have some in the front as well. But look at this beautiful cluster here. Look at this beautiful, beautiful cluster that red tomato in the back also. See, clusters and more clusters. See, beautiful, beautiful tomatoes. And we're here as well in the back. Look at this one here. See, so we do have a good production of tomatoes. Now back here I have more cantaloupes loaded with flowers, and also starting to grow cantaloupes right there. Now in here is my other goji berry, which at the last showing was not producing, but now is absolutely loaded with goji berries, and they are really, really good. Really, really good. Someone had mentioned that, here's a dry one. Someone had mentioned that goji berries were good for you, were healthy for you, but they were terrible. That's not true. They are absolutely delicious. I really, really like them. And it's really easy to regrow them. When I put this in here, this plant, this little branch right here had broken off, and it was about this little. I stuck it in water, I got it to more roots, and I replanted it, and look how big it is now. So remember, regrow. This little piece of tomato plant that you see here, I accidentally cut it from the plant next over there. Let me show you. Let's go back over there. So that little piece of tomato plant broke off from right here. I was trying to guide this tomato underneath this retention cord that I have here because it was falling over. As I was trying to put it in here, it broke from here. So I didn't have the heart to throw it out. So I put it in the ground, just a little piece about that big. And look, here's a fresh brand new leaf. So let's see what happens with this. We'll keep an eye on it. This is my grapevine. Really beautiful. And to the side I have more spinach. Look at the bottom. At the bottom of the grapevine, I have spinach growing, and it's coming out to the other end. It's full on that side, it's coming out. It's coming out, it's over there on this side, it's everywhere. And this here is a container that I've been using to throw in my compost because I already filled out my regular container. As you can see, I have, this is a coffee filter, this is avocado skin, this is tomato skin, there's all kinds of stuff in here. Wow, out of my compost, all this green stuff started to come out. So we're gonna see, these here look like tomatoes. So what happens is that I don't compost when I do it openly like this. I don't do it properly because I do throw in the seeds and the bones and anything that could grow. And guess what? Things do grow. We'll see how good this one does later on. So over here, this is my pecan project. So here's pecan. Everything inside is pecans. So let's see. Let me pick a little one. This one here, I thought it was dying. I thought it was just not gonna make it. And I totally forgot about it. I didn't water it for days. And then one day all of a sudden I noticed this little green thing coming out. And look at this. Look how beautiful, look how healthy pecan. Everything inside here is pecan. and look, so I use these again. Paid $1 for these. Another pecan. Look, it's got new growth right here. So my understanding is that they can be in plants for about 2 years and you have to put them in the ground. So I plan to buy the 5-gallon containers to transfer all these into containers. They'll be there for 2 years, and hopefully by then we will be ready to move, because as you can see, I don't have room here. I really don't. Here's another one. this container broke and I really needed a container and I didn't have one. So I put a towel to prevent the soil from seeping out or the water, and there's my pecan. Everything's going to be transplanted, but it's such a thrill for me to see something come alive like this. Here's another beautiful one. They're all beautiful. They're all very beautiful. I know that with my pecans, I am going to have to do some grafting. So in about 2 years, we plan to purchase the Juani pecan to do our graftings. Now let me show you the other side of my grapevine because it is really beautiful. Come with me. Okay, so this is my grapes. And like I was telling you earlier, these are all spinach over here. And it's going all the way to the other end. Now, somebody did mention that if you prune your grapes 90% down the following year, it will produce massively. So we did. My husband and I looked at each other and we asked each other, should we? Should we not? And we convinced each other, let's try it. So let me show you how much we cut it last year. If you can see this right here, see? We cut it 90%. On the other side, look it, see? So we did a massive pruning to this plant. And so we did, as you can see, we did get the plant back, but it is August and this year we haven't yet seen any grapes. And in years past, we were getting grapes. So I don't know if it was good or not. At least we didn't kill the plant. And this is another area where I'm growing greens. In this particular section, I have tried many different things, but I decided I wanted something permanent. And I'm going to use these posts to guide the plant to go up, over, and then come down through here. And then here, this is curly kale that I'm growing out of cuttings. And you can see I've been cutting my leaves from the bottom to the top, and from cuttings again. And opposite of here, on this side, I also have used this planter to grow different things over the years. This area does good for greens and beets, but I think I'm also going to dedicate this section for grapes. So I'll have 4 areas growing grapes. So after the melons are done doing their production, it's going to get cleaned up. I'm going to put grapevines on both sides. And there you have it. This is an update.